If a little green is good, more is even better. Now, back to Green is Good with John Shigarian and Mike Brady.
Welcome back to Green is Good. And wasn't Roberto and his Don Q rum amazing?
You know, not only amazing, but just the thing that is still buzzing through my head is how the whole production of rum gets started with waste product, right?
Unbelievable.
And then Roberto figures out how to use the wastewater and use that to fuel the business. Just amazing. It's really completing the circle.
And talk about completing the circle. We had that legendary and wonderful brand, progressive brand, Don Q Rum on with us. And on the second half of Green is Good, we have one of the newest brands in the world and one of the fastest growing brands in the world in the beverage industry. We have ONE coconut water coming on. We've got the founder with us, Rodrigo Veloso. So listen to this commercial, then come on back to Green is Good.
If a little green is good, more is even better. Now, back to Green is Good with John Shigarian and Mike Brady.
Welcome back to the beverage edition of Green is Good, and we're so honored to have this on the second half of Green is Good, Rodrigo Veloso, who is the founder and CEO of ONE, an all-natural company headquartered in Los Angeles, California. Welcome to Green is Good.
Thank you very much. A pleasure to be here with you.
Hey, you know, Rodrigo, your number one brand, as far as I know, is your ONE coconut water. By the way, I ran 5 miles today. I've drank your coconut water since Whole Foods have sold it. I'm a huge fan, so I am truly honored to have you on today, because it's to have an ecopreneur like you on who's rocking the free world with coconut water and changing how we all drink beverages and see coconut water. This is just truly an honor. You are truly a visionary.
Thank you so much, and once again, pleasure to be here with you.
What is coconut water, though, for our listeners out there that haven't had the pleasure of tasting your wonderful drink yet or trying it at Trader Joe's, at Whole Foods? What is coconut water?
Absolutely. Coconut water is just a clear liquid inside a young green coconut. It is an amazing beverage that has been consumed not only for dozens of years or actually not even hundreds of years, but seriously, for thousands and thousands of years.
Wow.
It is extremely rich in electrolytes, has 5 essential electrolytes and more potassium than a banana, making an extremely hydrating beverage. So it's more hydrating than any sports drink, but 100% natural. Coconut water is actually fascinating to think about it. Up to just a short while ago, this amazing nutritional beverage used to be considered a waste, as the value was only on the coconut meat, and the water was many times discarded. So one of the things that makes us so proud of our business model is to be operating with the stakeholder model in mind, meaning everybody throughout our supply chain benefits. The farmers makes more money by selling the coconut, the fruit on its entirety, including the water. The company has access to abundant raw material, as well as our investors, the whole supply chain, and the end consumers benefit, since we're selling a very healthy, nutritional, and extremely hydrating product.
What I've read about your great brand is that coconut water is the fastest growing non-alcoholic beverage category in the U.S.?
That's correct. For the last 3 years, coconut water has been the fastest growing non-alcoholic beverage category in the U.S.
Unbelievable.
And we truly believe that this is just the beginning. In Brazil, the country that I am originally from,
sure,
coconut water today outsells the total sales of orange juice. Wow. And it's fascinating to think about it, that you can walk inside a McDonald's in Brazil and have something called a McLight menu that would come with a salad as well as McDonald's private label of coconut water.
Wow.
And we fundamentally believe that it's just a matter of time that this enormous success would be replicated here in the U.S.
Is that your coconut water sold at McDonald's in Brazil?
That's correct.
Wow, congratulations. So this is the fun part of what we do, Rodrigo. The first half of the show, as we explained when we were off the air, we did from Puerto Rico, talking about Don Q Rum. The second is about this unbelievable new brand that you've created. You've actually taken a waste product and made it into one of the fastest growing drinks in the world. Tell us about the origins, though, the fascination. You're a Brazilian. You're from Brazil. You're going to probably become, before this whole journey's over, one of the national ecopreneur heroes of the whole country. What are the origins of the company, though? How did you even, stumble upon this amazing opportunity, and how did you vision this out?
You see, I had the privilege to grow up in a coffee farm in Brazil. And I was always fascinated to see that the value of coffee is only on the coffee bean. And the coffee fruit, which is extremely nutritional, rich in vitamins, antioxidants, and so on and so forth, is completely discarded. As the value is only on the bean, which is the seed of the coffee fruit. So I have always been obsessed with waste.
Wow.
And on the coconut industry, the same was being true. As I said, the water was being completely discarded and thrown away, many times even creating an environmental problem, as you have millions of liters of organic matter going down the river stream, say, for instance. So now, by selling our coconut water, it's truly, the whole company feels so good, as I said, as the whole supply chain wins, as we operate with the stakeholder model in mind. So the environment benefits, the farmers, obviously the company, and the consumers. So this is something that we are very proud of our business model.
And I have to say this to you, and I want to thank you for this. I have a problem with potassium, keeping enough potassium in my system. It's a genetic issue, and I can't just drink water. And your coconut water has now, since it's been sold at Whole Foods, and I've been consuming it without ever seeing a commercial or reading any articles on it, has helped me with my potassium problem. So for our listeners out there, if you haven't tried Rodrigo's amazing One coconut water, try just one of them. You'll never be sorry, and you'll never go back to the sports drinks that are out there with all the sugar and unnatural circumstances that they have in them. Go to onedrinks.com. It's a beautiful website. Mike and I are on that website right now. If you have your iPod or your iPad or your laptop or your desktop open now, go check out his beautiful website, onedrinks.com, and check out his great coconut water drink. The whole story's there. Tell us a little bit, Rodrigo, about the production process. You grew up in the production process and in the coffee fields of Brazil, watching that whole production process. Walk our listeners through the production process of coconut water.
Sure. So we have developed very modern, state-of-the-art technology that allows us to extract the water from the coconut without never touching air or light. So in pack and filtering and packaging inside the Tetra Pak, which is one of the most environmental friendly containers in the world.
Right.
Therefore, we are able to keep this amazing beverage, the coconut water, shelf stable without any kind of preservatives, colors, or sugars, with a shelf life of 1 year.
Wow.
So, and we have our packaging facilities literally within the coconut farms.
Gotcha.
So our product, I like to say that similar to premium bottled waters,
yeah,
our product is literally packaged at source. We extract the water from the coconuts, and then it goes direct to the Tetra Pak.
So it's a seamless process.
Correct. It's minimally processed and packaged in one of the most sustainable and environmental beverage containers in the world.
Hey, I know what our listeners are thinking, though, because Mike and I are thinking this right now. What then? I love coconut. I'm a huge fan of everything coconut, whether it's coconut cream pie or an almond joy bar or anything like that. What happens to the other parts of the coconut? Since we're all now enjoying the One coconut water, what happens to the other parts of the coconut?
So basically, our company operates with sustainability in mind.
Okay.
And obviously with the stakeholder model in mind. So we harvest the coconut on a point that everything is utilized. The meat, which is utilized for coconut cream, coconut oil, and so on and so forth, coconut shavings, and so on and so forth. The shell, which is used for activated carbon. The husk, which is used for ropes or for water retention and fertilizers. And obviously the water for our beverage. And it's just a curiosity. Coconut water is such a phenomenal beverage. It's so natural that during the World War II, American soldiers when were in need of blood transfusion and did not have access to the proper blood, the American doctors, the Army doctors, would inject pure coconut water, IV,
Come on.
while waiting for the proper blood. So this is how natural and how incredible this product is.
So, Rodrigo, it's in while they're waiting for whole blood, normally you put plasma in, and there's no plasma, so they're doing coconut water instead.
That's correct. Coconut water is a natural isotonic beverage with very similar composition, isotonic composition as the human blood. So doctors would inject pure coconut water IV while waiting for the proper blood.
That is just amazing.
Gaining several hours of life for the wounded soldiers.
That is, Rodrigo, that's just, again, what resonates with our listeners and what resonates with Mike and I are great stories like that. And your story has 50 great stories, and that's just another great one of them. Also share what I've come to learn, but I want you to share this with our listeners. Explain why coconut water as opposed to the other manufactured beverages out there. We don't have to name them, but we know they're full of all other types of colors and sugars. Why coconut water versus those other manufactured beverages?
We believe that we are literally going through a food and liquid revolution in this country. People are actively seeking for natural, better-for-you beverage as an alternative to, say, for instance, a highly artificial sports drinks that, as you mentioned, are completely filled with high fructose corn syrup, artificial colors, many derived from petroleum, artificial sweeteners, and so on and so forth. Coconut water, our coconut water, has only one ingredient. It's fascinating. If you look at the ingredient list, you're only going to find coconut water. It is more hydrating than any sports drink or isotonic beverage, but 100% natural.
Unbelievable.
And as I said, 5 essential electrolytes and more potassium than a banana. So for athletes like yourself, or for people that just enjoy going for a hike or just wants to be hydrated, coconut water makes an incredible, exceptional beverage. And on our company, we have a very complete and I would say strategy for coconut water. We have recently launched a kids beverage that is coconut water based. And after doing a lot of research and asking mothers why they buy a juice box for their children, the number one answer is hydration.
Right.
However, apple juice does not hydrate you. And many of the juices out there does not hydrate you neither. So we launched a kids drink that is 50% coconut water based that gives you the hydration that mothers are seeking for their children and with the right flavor profile. So this product is called One Kids, and it's now available in natural food stores throughout the country.
So one is, let's just be really clear with our listeners, Rodrigo. One, your wonderful coconut drink is good and great for pregnant and nursing mothers.
That's correct. That's correct.
We
actually we are working very close with PEM, the Pregnancy Awareness Month.
Right.
And as coconut water is this incredible beverage for nursing mothers, pregnant women, and for children. So we're working very close with them in an awareness campaign to show how important during this beautiful and important period of life, hydration is important. So we're working very close with them, letting them know the health benefits of coconut water and the importance of being hydrated during this period.
You know, Rod, for our listeners who just tuned in, we're so honored today to have Rodrigo Veloso, who's the founder and CEO of One Beverages, and One's lead brand is, of course, their One Coconut Water. And if you have your iPad or your laptop or your desktop in front of you, go right now to his website, onedrinks.com. It's a beautiful website. It tells the story of coconut water and also where you can buy it. That's very important because if you haven't tried it yet, you've got to try their coconut water. I actually use their coconut water. I'm a fan, so I'm only telling you from experience. Rodrigo, One I don't want to give it away. I want you to share the story. I never knew this until this morning when I was preparing for this show. What is it an acronym for? I want our listeners to hear from you what your brand is an acronym for and what it stands for.
Sure. On the beverage side, one stands for One Natural Experience. Since we really feel that we are offering our consumers one natural experience. However, the philosophy behind the brand is the one the one meaning has is that opportunity never ends. We literally feel that opportunity is all around us, and it's endless. And it's just a matter of having your eyes open and paying attention to it.
Hey, that is just wonderful. And our listeners have to really take that to heart. If that's all you're learning today, that opportunity never ends, and you're listening to a man who actually took a waste product and made it into one of the greatest new brands in the entire world, that opportunity never ends, and there's always new ideas out there. Talk to us a little bit about your amazing philosophy when it comes to capitalism and conscious capitalism.
We believe that right now, we as a society, we are on the tipping point of consumers are starting to demand not only the best products, but they're starting to demand the best companies as well. Information is everywhere. Incredible radio shows such as yours, the internet, you can find information about companies. So therefore, we operate with a conscious capitalism model in mind, with the stakeholder model in mind, making sure that everybody throughout our supply chain are benefiting. And once again, on the case of the coconut water, the farmers, the producers, the distributors, the investors, and obviously the consumer. So we really believe that by having the stakeholder model in mind, it's a win-win situation, and as consumers are demanding the best company for their best products, this is a really good proposition for everybody. We are thrilled and very proud to be launching the first mainstream coconut water brand in the country that is 100% organic. It's going to be hitting the stores in the next 30 days. It's 100% organic with USDA seal on it. And this is something that we've been working for over 3 years. So we are very proud and excited to be launching this amazing product, now organic, in this next 30 days.
In the same stores that we could buy it now, Whole Foods and Trader Joe's and more?
It's going to be available everywhere. Whole Foods, Ralph's, Albertsons, and the premium retailers nationwide.
That is amazing. I'm not an expert at this, so I want you to explain, what does the fair trade also mean to your coconut water, and what does it mean to your brand specifically, and how is that working with your brand?
Certainly. So this is something that we have very close to our heart and to the DNA of the company.
Yep.
And at the moment, we are working in order to achieve the Fairtrade certification, something that we should be doing, should be able to achieve the certification very soon.
Great.
And hopefully, within this next 60 days, we should be announcing the fair trade partnership.
Rodrigo, I have no doubt that you'll be able to get that done. It's like having you on the show is like having the originator of any great brand. It's like having Ted Turner on the first month or year that he started CNN. There's so much blue sky and opportunity in front of you with regards to your amazing brand of coconut water. Tell us a little bit about your vision, though, for the next 5 years. Where can it go? You're already a rock star in the business world and in the environmental world. Where can this really grow to, though?
We believe this is just the beginning. Consumers are voting with their wallets, choosing their products, choosing their companies, and we are doing our very best in order to make sure that not only we have the most hydrating, natural, sustainable beverage, but also to be the most conscious and good company. So we know that we are resonating with consumers in North America. We know that we are resonating, that the brand is resonating to people's hearts. And our goal is to have the one coconut water brand available worldwide. And we are working very close with our partners in order to make this happen.
How many countries is it right now sold in?
So right now, one is our headquarters is right here in Los Angeles.
Right.
We're focusing. Our main focus is North America.
Sure.
Our main focus is the U.S., and we're just starting our global expansion.
Wonderful. And you know, when we talk about being the 100% pure, and like you gave the great story about helping our soldiers in the U.S. military during World War II, it's really a perfect hydrator. Besides being great for children and for pregnant and also nursing moms, this is also really great for, as you said earlier, athletes, also for seniors, and also for children who are sick. Is this not true?
It is absolutely correct. It is a product that is good for everybody, for children, for as you mentioned, for nursing mothers, for seniors, for athletes, or for everybody that just needs hydration, and we all do. And unfortunately, we are living in a time here in the U.S. that an incredible large percentage of the population is dehydrated at all times. We are drinking too much soft drinks, too much coffee, and beverage that actually dehydrates you. So having coconut water, drinking coconut water as part of your lifestyle is extremely beneficial, as it's the most hydrating beverage in the world.
And even our friends out there that responsibly enjoy their liquor libations sometimes and have a hangover the next morning, this is even good for our friends who need a hangover helper.
You know, and I would even go a little further. You can have it, coconut water as a hangover prevention.
Oh.
So while you're having your favorite drink, have a coconut water in between. So, because obviously dehydration is one of the main causes of hangover, and if you're drinking your coconut water in between your drinks, there's no hangover as you're keeping yourself hydrated.
Hey, also, as we live in a very, unfortunately, but fortunately also, a vain society, and people want to take care of themselves more and look better, not only feel better, but also look better. I've been to Brazil many times, and I love your homeland, and I love your country, and I have to tell you, the women in Brazil are just absolutely spectacular and beautiful. Does coconut water have anything to do with the natural beauty of the folks down in Brazil?
I would say that it's certainly part of it, part of a natural lifestyle, and keeping yourself hydrated is incredibly important. And as I said, like it's fascinating times that we're living in, and people are now. I feel that we are going for the second generation of functional products. We're no longer looking for a beverage with enhanced vitamins or gimmicks and nutraceuticals. The people are looking to get their nutrition out of real fruit, out of real products. And coconut water is a natural alternative to all these artificially enhanced beverage. It's extremely nutritious, good for you, extremely hydrating, and once again, more potassium than a banana.
Hey, Rodrigo, we're down to the last minute or so, and I just want to turn this over to you. We have listeners literally around the world, in the United States and around the world, and there's so many. We get so many emails, Mike and I, from our listeners asking us, how can we become the next Rodrigo Veloso, or what's the secret? And they always want to hear from you just some last pearls of wisdom on how to become the next Rodrigo Veloso, or what your journey means to you. Share with our listeners as we say goodbye, some pearls of wisdom direct from the visionary's mouth.
Well, what I would like to say is really believe in your dream, live your dream, and never give up. That's the most important thing. Believe on what you're doing, believe in what you're selling or creating, and live it. Live the dream. That's the only way that I believe it's possible to succeed.
Rodrigo, Mike and I, again, are going to ask you to come back again as your brand grows, not only here in the United States, but around the world, and you live your dream. For our listeners out there, please go to his great website, www.onedrinks.com. Learn more about coconut water. Buy his coconut water and try it. Once you try it, you'll never go back to whatever you're drinking right now. Rodrigo Veloso, you're not only a visionary and an ecopreneur, you're a beverage mogul in the making, and truly living proof that green is is good.
This program will be available for downloading in a couple of days from our station's website, keyword podcast. Thanks for listening, and join us again next week at the same time for another edition of Green is Good.